Hello, Facebook. Welcome to another edition of the John Sawyer Show. That is the drunkenly, critically acclaimed, soon-to-be award-winning John Sawyer Show, live right here on Strong Island TV. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, we thank you. If you're listening to us on the TuneIn Radio app, we thank you. Those of you watching us on Facebook Live, please hit that share button and let your friends know that we are up and running. If you don't have the TuneIn Radio app but wish to get it, you can do so by going to the App Store and or Google Play, depending on whichever service your cell phone carries. Download the app for free. Search Strong Island Radio in the search engine, and as long as you have us marked down as one of your favorites, you can listen to us on the go every single week. Before I proceed with tonight's episode, I'd like to mention that the phone lines are open tonight. If you wish to call in and ask either of us a question or just simply BS with us for the hour that we're on, you can do so by AOL. You can simply do so by typing or dialing, well, what am I saying typing for? 516-945-9099. Again, the number is 516-945-9099. We are also on Skype. If you wish to have your pretty face shown on the program along with these three pretty faces, you can do so by downloading the Skype app for free from the App Store and Google Play, and Skype the call-in and Skype StrongIsland.com, or Skype the call-in number, which is once again 516-945-9099. I am your host, John Sawyer. To my right, Mr. Jimmy Farrow. How are you, sir?
Good. How you doing, John?
And to my left, Mr. LOMT himself, Mike Monty. How are you, buddy?
Straight from, brother. All's well.
It's a weird morning this morning. I don't know what it is. I quit drinking since October of last year. I'm officially 1 year sober. Never partaken in any drugs or any recreational activities, but yet come every Sunday morning, I feel like I'm just waking up after a party with Keith Richards. I'm in my bed like this. You know, and she knows. She'll see how I'm dragging it. You know, I'll come to pick her up. She'll be like, "You all right?" Be like, "Yeah, you know, just tired." But you gotta get going. Gotta.
Well, you work nights, right?
Yeah, I work nights, and you know, I've always been one to honor my commitments and honor everything I have going on. So I'm not complaining here. I just noticed this morning how it seems that every Sunday it's a repeat thing. But yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned Keith Richards on that line. Unfortunately, we lost a great musician this week.
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty passed away. I believe he was 66 years old. Mm-hmm. And, you know, first of all, it was pretty shocking. Mike, we grew up with Tom. Basically, he was from the MTV generation.
Right.
And the amazing thing about his career is he was one of those rare artists that really didn't sell out his integrity one iota. And he changed with the times without changing him. His style was, if anything, he became more folk rock. He became less polished. He somehow survived the MTV generation, did amazing through that, right. And then even became more folky, if you will. Right. And never seemed to have a bad thing to say, never was a controversial guy, and in my opinion, left us at least a decade too soon. Yeah. You know, Mike, any thoughts on Mr. Petty?
I did not realize how much his death affected me. As we get older, all these parts of your childhood, you know, they start leaving you. I mean, you mentioned the MTV era. You remember growing up watching, you know, all those Tom Petty videos?
Yeah, sure.
You know, can you name a few?
Well, he had a whole bunch. I mean, the first one I ever saw from him was The Waiting.
Yeah.
I remember that being the early time, A Woman in Love, which was a great song. She's a Woman in Love. Then he started to change a little bit because things were becoming very keyboard and pop synthesized. So he adjusted and he came up with You Got Lucky.
Yep.
You know,
Won't Back Down was another great one.
Won't Back Down was a big hit. Running Down a Dream was a big hit.
Running Down a Dream was the one with Alice in Wonderland, right?
Yeah, sure. He was doing.
I mean, he was widely known for that.
He was very, very creative yet simple at the same time. He had simple, beautiful melodicism with a very mature writing approach that only the greats usually have. You know, and he had this, and he had so many songs. When you stop and you start to realize how many songs this guy had.
But that's, I mean, it's like when you think about, when you sit and talk about your favorite artist, like, he was just always there.
Right.
But
That's true.
I will tell you,
it's true.
With his passing, to
You
me,
realize how big he is.
Realize how big he is.
Right.
I mean, I could remember the Stevie Nicks video, "Stop Dragging My Heart Around."
Oh, that was fantastic.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that
could
was-
remember that.
what a great
it's
song.
like in the back of my mind, the two of them
Sure,
singing together.
sure.
It was.
Boy, did he compliment her voice when he comes in. I know you really want to tell me goodbye.
You know,
It's freaking
interesting.
great.
In a documentary, that was one of his songs that didn't make his playlist, and he gave it to her.
Wow. Here, have my spare #1 hit.
Yeah, well,
I think it might have made it to number 2. But
I think her album actually killed his album because it did so well.
I don't know if anything killed Tom during that period. He still did great.
Yeah,
You know, don't forget that. John, were you familiar with Tom much? I mean, I know that he's more the next generation. You're the next generation after.
Well, I like to listen to
you
a
know.
lot of music, from before my time, and he's definitely in there. "Won't Back Down" would have
That's
to
a
be the
great
only
song.
Tom
Well,
Petty
I would-
song that
I
I
would-
like. Every now and then I'll hear it on the radio when I have the classic
Right.
rock station on, and
Okay.
it's one of those feel-good hits. So I've always appreciated
Sure,
that. But
sure. It's one of his simpler songs.
I think John's generation really knows Tom Petty for Free Fallin' because the Jerry
Yep,
Maguire
yep,
movie.
yep, yep.
The Jerry
Fantastic.
Maguire movie brought that whole
Okay.
generation into that.
And that's
that
one of his
Tom
best
Petty feel.
songs, ironically.
That's
I
an
love that
incredible song.
But
Love that song.
to be honest, and I do respect Tom Petty, but I was never fully around for the prime of his career, kind of
Right.
like how you guys were. So if you would ask me, like, what's his biggest hit in 1970, whatever, or what did he do here or there, I honestly
So
can't
it's safe
tell
to
you.
say you're not crazy about Elvis.
I put Petty in the group.
What's
with,
with the Tupac
with
bandana?
Springsteen.
That's.
I'm inner channeling my Tupac. I actually saw the Tupac.
He's
I think
inner
All
channeling.
Eyes on Me.
His
All Eyes on
Tupac.
Me.
How
and
was that?
I would tell you, All Eyes on Me was all a piece of shit.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't worth the $4.95 I paid for it. But I am a
So
Tupac fan.
so
I am
no-
a Tupac fan.
So Notorious was better, the Biggie Smalls movie?
You like Notorious?
Yeah, I like Notorious.
Notorious was okay. Notorious was okay. I'll tell you what. I'm more into the Tupac documentaries
Right.
that are out there. I don't know who feels this way, but I definitely do that. Tupac was a genius.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Much more than Biggie Smalls was.
Well,
I think that if you look, I'm the last guy to speak about that whole genre, but I think that they were probably, it's safe to say, both brilliant, and you could wind up with having a preference.
Right,
You know what I mean? I tend to agree with you. Like when I've heard the material from both, I actually do prefer Tupac also. And here's the weirdest thing: you bring up Tupac. John, I swear this is true, too. I remember one time in a church, I watched these born-again maniacs rip down in the youth room a poster of Tupac saying that if you listen to Tupac, you're going to burn in hell.
really?
Oh, what a day that was. Boy, I really let them
Hey,
have
you
it.
know-
Oh, my God. You don't treat Tupac like that. First of all, how do you know the man? You don't even know the
Right.
man. You've just decided he's going, stop it.
But you see, here's interesting, right? So,
Please.
I don't want to bypass the fact that Lance Russell also passed away.
Oh,
Lance
yes.
Russell,
But
yeah.
I was
Yep.
thinking about this. So
And another one that affected me a
Big
little
time
more was
comedian.
Ralphie May.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yep.
Continue.
But-
Yep.
I was kind of thinking about this, right? So Tom Petty, he passes in it. It affected people. Like I would tell you, Whitney Houston affected me.
right.
Sure.
Prince affected me.
Sure. David Bowie.
Dave-
That bothered me.
I would,
He was
I
a
would,
little
I would
too
tell you,
soon.
Bowie
Little
didn't
too
bother.
soon.
Bowie, when
Still too soon.
But I was thinking about this. I don't know if you guys realize, but it's a 20-year anniversary of the passing of Brian Pillman.
Yeah. You
But-
reminded
but
me
I,
of that.
But I was
He
thinking.
was
but I was
great.
thinking. See, I knew you were going to say that, and I want to.
I
I want
love
to throw
Brian
this
Pillman.
at you.
Don't pick on Brian.
No,
Pillman.
but I want.
It's
I want.
awesome.
If Brian Pillman
Yeah.
did not pass, to me,
Yeah.
Brian Pillman would have been nothing.
Oh, I disagree. I
Brian
think
Pillman was nothing in WCW. He made a little name for himself in ECW,
Oh, he was
and he was
tremendous.
okay in the WWE.
He
The
left.
loose cannon gimmick was legendary.
You know something?
though.
Without
it was legendary because
But then again,
he died.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Without the real giant backing of the promotions he worked for, without the real giant backing and push,
And not only-
like that a Roman Reigns gets or someone like that, this guy made a huge imprint in ECW. And you people who watched ECW, you remember Brian Pillman. He was great.
yeah.
And you did say that, though, to be fair to you. His time with WWF, the Stone Cold handgun thing alone.
And if you look,
Alone.
And he-
is
and he
enough.
was-
All I'm trying to say is this. What made Brian Pillman, to me, magic, is that, and this was the best part of that whole era, you never knew what this guy was going to do next.
Exactly.
And isn't that the most endearing
you-
thing of all?
and-
I mean, to me, that was...
Everybody, Go ahead, John.
And he was great in the ring.
And you never knew. I mean, I've talked about the art of kayfabe and keeping secrets a secret in wrestling.
never knew with him.
He was one of the original.
He's like Steiner.
He's
like Big Papa Pump.
He
would never know where the line is with this guy.
He was one of the original guys, who really took it to the extreme when it comes to making the fans question, where's the reality?
You know what? That was during the Attitude Era and ECW era, different era.
Yeah.
But here's what I want to say. And I really believe this, if Pillman doesn't pass away, he's not nearly as highly regarded as you guys are regarding him right now.
You could
when he was
say that
wearing
about
those
a lot of
Bengal
different
shorts,
guys.
did you care about Brian Pillman?
Right.
When he was part of the Hollywood Blondes, did you care about Brian Pillman?
But you know what, though? That's what you're describing right now is human nature. For example, was Dennis Byrd one of the greatest Jets ever? Come on, calm down. No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But he got paralyzed. His number is retired.
Perhaps Wesley.
All I'm saying is when someone gets cut short, it does tend to subconsciously make you think fonder.
And that's a great point. That's
what you're pointing out. I agree with you. I do think of him more fondly that he's passed on. But I will say this: when it was happening, during that era, that time, I felt that he was one of the guys that wasn't just riding that cutting edge; he was burning it right in half. He was fantastic.
I will tell you this: when you think about certain moments during that time, his face with that gun and that close-up, I remember that beat. But you know what?
Right.
Damon Sandow had big moments.
No way.
But all I'm saying is all these guys have some sort of moments. Look, I'm not trying to destroy Brian Pillman. They made a DVD about the guy, so he must have had some sort of.
I have a copy.
Yeah, well, there you go. But all I'm saying is
I just loved his unhinged factor. But I just never knew what was going to happen.
Do you know
with
we're
the guy.
at a point now?
Right now,
more for us because we're older.
Champion, but some of the guys we had to sit through.
More for us because we're older. But we're at a point where we're watching, time's flying now. It's like, we're going to lose Vince McMahon.
I know.
We're going to lose Hulk Hogan.
I know.
We almost lost Ric Flair.
I know.
And, it's funny, as these guys pass, it's like, it's just another piece of you just gets taken away.
Right.
It's amazing.
Right.
It's amazing. And I guess the whole point is, I didn't realize how important Tom Petty was to me until he passed away.
Yeah. The guy was so classy and so humble, he flew under your radar until it was time to go. And then basically you stop and you sit back and you realize that this nice quiet guy who always kind of sang in your ear quietly had handfuls of great songs.
Well, you could also talk about the human being he was too. He was a man.
He was a great guy.
He was addicted to heroin.
But he was a nice man, though.
And he got his way out of it, fought his way out of it, married his second wife. I mean, the guy seemed like a pretty incredible guy. Yeah.
Right.
I guess you can say I had the same feeling when Chris Cornell passed away.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize because
I was a big Cornell guy.
I'm really big into grunge. That's one of my more favorite genres, and I didn't realize the talent that he brought as a singer and a songwriter until he went on.
Yeah.
Well, he was the of the Seattle scene. He was basically the Robert Plant / Chris Cornell / David Coverdale. Cornell had that range. He was like a Zeppelin Deep Purple range.
Right.
And he was the most gifted as far as octaves go from the Seattle range. He could sing higher than any of the rest of them. Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam.
You know what my favorite Cornell song is?
What's that?
The remake of Billie Jean. Have you guys ever heard that?
Who remade it?
He remade Michael Jackson's Billie Jean.
If that's the version I'm thinking of.
Chris Cornell.
Oh, he remade Billie Jean?
He remade Billie Jean. If you guys get a chance to listen to it,
I
it's
think
incredible.
I have it.
I heard him do
I've heard it's pretty
Nothing
damn
Compares
slammy.
to You, but I never heard.
Well, that one you can't even. Yeah, that one's incredible too.
Yeah,
man. And that's someone I wish would.
Who's the one that did
Sinead
Smooth
O'Connor.
Criminal? Somebody had a killer version, hard rock version.
Yeah, that
of
was
Smooth Criminal.
The Ants, right?
I can't
Alien Ant Farm?
remember. I
Alien Ant Farm.
I figured John would know. It probably came out during his time.
But if Sinead O'Connor died, I wouldn't mind.
I don't think the Pope would mind either.
We would like.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, and by the way, I got a message from Shawn Michaels. The Church of Shawn Michaels would like to thank you for your donation at the next upcoming big event. Bless you, Michael. Bless you.
I marked out. I bought the silver package to see Shawn Michaels.
Oh, did you really?
Wait, hold on. A couple weeks back. I got to tell you, Shawn Michaels is the biggest piece of shit ever. He's gonna be awesome on that line. He's gonna be great on that line.
It's not like being called out on the radio. Thank you.
How terrified would you be if you go up to the table and it goes, "You're the guy from that show, right?"
Here's the thing about me. Yeah.
Mikey's, it's already
funny.
on the air.
It's funny. I wouldn't be terrified. I'm not terrified of anything.
Would you be nervous?
I don't get nervous either. But I would say this. I do mark out though.
Right.
I'm not nervous. I don't worship people, but
You're not going to.
I would mark out.
You're not going to start singing the theme song as we
Look,
get closer.
I marked out for
like,
GMC, man. And October 22nd, I'm going to mark out for the guy again. He's awesome. It's just like, but it's like, I don't know, man.
Right.
I don't know. Shit, I marked out for you when you were wrestling.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, we had a slew of deaths this week, obviously. If I can get to them real quickly.
Well, before doing so, I'd like to publicly put out there that we also recognize the passing of Lance Russell and Ralphie May. Yeah. We send our condolences to the family and friends and loved ones of Lance and Ralphie. And I'd like to talk quick about Ralphie before we move on. He, as I stated on social media, he was one of my favorite comics and entertainers of all time. I have a deep admiration for guys in show business, especially around radio comedy. More where the art forms where speaking, is a huge part of it. Guys who just don't give a fuck. Guys who will put it all out there, and give two shits about what the reaction's going to be. Guys who are fearless. And Ralphie was definitely out there in regards to not only being fearless, but entertaining, clever, punny. He really he's an amazing storyteller. And I can go on for hours about, some of my favorite bits. The show was originally going to be an hour of nothing but his stand-up material, but Mike pointed out how that wouldn't be a great idea. So so this is my homage to Ralphie. Show business really lost a true legend and an icon, and he will be missed dearly. So Ralphie May, rest in peace. Anyway, moving on now. You were going to say something?
No, I was just going to mention about Mr. Russell, Lance Russell, and one of the greatest announcers ever in our business. You're talking over 4 decades worth of service to this business. He was basically the Gordon Soley of the Mid-South Tennessee area, Jerry Lawler country. And for those of you who want to maybe look him up and see what the guy was all about, I recommend on YouTube there is a Lance Russell. He's calling the match the Empty Arena match between Jerry the King Lawler and Terry Funk in 1981. Look it up. Lance Russell is smoking a cigarette. When he realizes we're about to start rolling, puts the butt out. They come in. It's an amazing Empty Arena match, way ahead of its time, and an absolute classic.
And
check them out.
For the younger audience out there, or maybe even the wrestling fan who didn't get a chance to see Memphis, which Jimmy, we didn't get to see much often.
Growing up, we get to read about it
Lance
a lot.
Russell's probably most famous moment was when Jerry Lawler got into the feud with Andy Kaufman, the comedian from Taxi.
Course.
Lance Russell called those matches, and if you can look up his interviews with Andy Kaufman, very funny stuff. Again, another iconic wrestling figure. Joining the Macho Man and the Ultimate Warrior.
Well, him and Soley are going to call some awesome matches up there, man. Ooh.
So, I mean, we're starting to lose them all. So,
taking it back to the Brian Pillman subject we were on, Andy Nichols is in the live feed. He writes, "The Rogue Horseman was Pillman's finest hour." Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah. Pillman was. Thanks for chiming in, brother.
Yeah. And according to Donna Monte, she writes, "Video not working." So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the feed, but we're out there. So I guess
we hope
your
we're
computer,
out there.
All right. So
well, it's my wife. Well, there you go, Bobby. Bobby, my wife also pointed out that you spelled maniac wrong.
Listen, don't be a maniac. don't be a maniac.
It's my wife, baby.
But by the way, thank you for pointing that out.
Oh, by the way, also, the Metal Maniac, want to thank him for being on last week. Yes. He did a fantastic job. Yeah.
Brother, get it, brother.
You know what? Brother, Jeff, if you're watching right now,
what's up, Jeff?
Jimmy has got you down pat. So if you can't make it to any of your cards, he can just be your voice.
Jeff,
Can you give him one?
Brother, daddy, brother. Meet me in Waikiki. The heavy metal maniac, brother, daddy, brother. He's great. I really enjoyed.
I got to talk to him personally a couple of nights ago. My girlfriend was with me, and
you guys get to talk to all the wrestlers, and I don't get to talk. Paula gets to talk. Everybody gets.
Listen, I'm hooking you up with Caveman. I'm hooking you up with Caveman. Next
No, I don't want to talk to Caveman.
Go ahead, John.
No, he's got fleas in his beard. Although he's entertaining as shit, man.
I
He
call
really
him
is.
up.
Caveman's very entertaining.
He reaches out to me. He goes, "Hey, brother, give me a call."
Caveman?
No,
I know.
No,
Metal Maniac. The Metal Maniac. Get it right.
the Maniac, the brother, daddy brother.
Yes.
He reaches out to me. He goes, "Hey, man, give me a call. It'd be nice to chat." So I give him a call. It's about like 3 in the morning on a Saturday, and I'm like, he goes, "Hello," and he sounded all normal at first. He goes, "Hello." I said, "Yeah, is this Jeff Miller? Who is this?" "John Sawyer." Brother. And then it goes on into an hour long. You were there. He goes on into an hour long talking. I'm like, wow, this guy's got a lot of stuff to say.
Yeah. Well, he's had quite the career.
He's a good guy, man.
And I actually do understand what he meant when he said that, all my good stuff happened after the network. I would love to see a lot more of his matches. He's given us some of them on YouTube.
Listen, tell the truth, it can't get any worse, though.
It really wasn't fair.
Those network matches are
but I
fucking
understand
awful.
why after he explained it. He said he was
No, I get he was green. He was green. You know what? You know what I like
Those
about
guys should have sold for him a little bit. I still say
But
that.
you know what I like?
Come on,
You know what I
sell a
like
little.
about him? He's very honest about his career. He's not unrealistic about his career. And I got to tell you something. That dude's in some fucking hellacious shape. Man.
Absolutely.
He is in some good shape.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. By the way, can we get that shirt? Can we actually get the Metal
It's not
Maniac
ready
shirt?
yet. Once he gets ready.
Bro, Metal Maniac shirt. We want them.
All right, so what do we got up next on the agenda here, brother?
the resurrection of Braun Strowman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, has anybody noticed in the last couple of weeks after that ridiculous booking where he took one F5 to Brock, the last couple of weeks, he's destroyed Ambrose, now he's destroyed Rollins.
Kurt Hawkins.
Well, Kurt Hawkins, you and I could destroy. That doesn't, Mike could destroy Kurt Hawkins easily. Kurt Hawkins is like, what, 0-135 now?
I think when we said we weren't sure what's happened between him
Super
and Lesnar,
punch.
Strowman's just not ready to carry the strap. And they decided that. The dude's
again,
just not ready to carry.
I disagree with that. I just think that they're going to have him, going to have Lesnar hold the belt till WrestleMania and then drop it to Reigns.
Okay, and then what? Reigns loses a Strowman?
I think so.
All right. Well, then,
you can't see
more
that happening.
stupidity.
Of course, I agree. I mean, I think it would have been more interesting to have Strowman win the belt, lose it back to Lesnar at some point before WrestleMania, and then have Lesnar and...
No, I think McMahon wants Lesnar to be the super champion. He wants Reigns to be the super challenger, and then Reigns... Listen, if they give the belt to Reigns, Reigns better hold the belt for a long time.
Hey, what if the fans tell Vince McMahon... F you, add your Roman Reigns idea, because I'm still thinking that they might try to override
Well, haven't they been doing that already?
Thank you.
Look what happened a couple of years ago, and you called it the derailing of Roman Reigns' push when he came out instead of Daniel Bryan and won that Royal Rumble. I mean,
well,
the fans basically said, we don't think so. Don't you think that they could do that again?
Or the night after.
Or is there no Daniel Bryan for them to
we spoke about this
focus
last
on?
week, and I was disagreeing. I mean, it wasn't last week or 2 weeks ago. We were talking about Reigns and the Shield getting together, and I was like, why would they put... Reigns doesn't need the Shield. But guess what? Now, obviously, I'm wrong. You know why? Because they're trying to get Reigns on track for WrestleMania. So how do you make him a face? Put him with the two Mama Lukes. And, because everybody loves the Shield for whatever fucking reason. Oh, the Shield!
Even I don't understand it, and I love the Shield for that unknown reason. But
for what reason do you like the Shield?
It's really hard for me to explain because when you take them
it,
individually, I'm not a huge fan of any of them except Rollins. Rollins I am a fan of. But when you put
when it
them
was the
together,
big,
there's just something about
when
them.
the Shield and the Wyatts were making a lot of noise coming up. I was more on the side of the Wyatts.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
That match they had at one of the pay-per-views completely stole the
Yeah, they did.
show.
They had great feud. Yeah. Shield and Wyatts. They were awesome.
Hey, Bobby, can you punch up the Shield? No, one over. So I thought the Shield was pretty cool for a while, but at that point, I didn't think anyone could take them out.
Right.
And I think they blew it anyway because they should have gave them every belt in the organization.
Didn't
kind
they
of like
at one point own every belt?
I don't think
back
they
didn't
have the world title. They had the
I
U.S.
don't
title,
know.
tag belts, right?
Reigns held it 3 times. Ambrose held
No,
it.
while they were in the Shield, it was afterwards,
it might have been
right? It
afterwards.
was after.
Right.
And then they didn't, like I was on the Wyatt side,
Reigns
and they
might have
squashed that whole feud so quick. It was utterly ridiculous. It was like that's a feud that could have went on for 6 months.
Right.
Instead, we get our full blessing of the New Day every fucking week.
Well, thank God they did make one slight adjustment to this resurrection of the Shield as far as who their opponents are going to be. Because at first it seemed like it was going to be the Miz Taraj, and you can't tell me on any day that the Miz with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are an equivalent to the Shield.
I think
But
we got.
now it
I think
seems like
have,
we got Miz and his new buddies, Cesaro and Sheamus. Now you put those three together against the Shield, and it's a nice way to get the Shield back in.
Yeah, we got a
back in
picture.
the
We
running.
got a picture of the Miz Taraj. So what are you trying to say? The Miz Taraj wasn't good enough for the Shield, so
No.
they had to bring in Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah, because on paper it's actually almost a joke.
No, it's just 2
Like,
out of
I don't
3.
know if you caught that promo when Miz was threatening to bring the Miz Taraj after the Shield, like if the Shield potentially got back together, and Roman Reigns gave him a face like, "Are you serious?
Yeah.
We destroy you."
So then
Yeah,
what's
You know,
what's
and it was actually funny. It was like, "What are you kidding me? We
Right.
would wreck you."
so what are the
You
what's
know?
the point of the Miz Taraj to be a
No,
bunch
the
of
point
goofs?
is actually the point of the Miz Taraj is to enhance the Miz. The point of the Miz, Cesaro, and Sheamus is to enhance the Shield.
What
That's
was
basically
Briscoe and
how I
Patterson
see
called?
that.
What were they called?
The Stooges.
The Stooges. So what? The Miz Taraj are the Stooges?
In some ways, yeah, for the Miz. Yeah, in some ways, which is a really sad statement because I think Bo Dallas is fantastic. So, you know,
That
he's
dude
a total
can't catch
waste
a
of
break, man.
He's a total waste of a career because I think he's fantastic.
And you know he is a total waste because he's going nowhere and he
And
can't
it's-
go
and
anywhere.
It's a shame, and I can't wait till one day because eventually they will do it. One day he will be next to his brother's side, Bray Wyatt, and everything will be better. But until that day,
Wyatt is a.
you know,
They don't do anything with that guy either.
Wyatt gets a little bit better booking than Dolph Ziggler, but not by much. It's so psychotic, it seems. You know, and by the way, Dolph Ziggler deserves to win tonight. So there, you know,
do you
because Dolph Ziggler's been entertaining as hell while the Bobby Roode of WWE SmackDown. I'm not talking about the Bobby Roode of NXT or the Bobby Roode when he was an incredible champion in TNA. I'm talking about the Bobby Roode that we have seen packaged to us since he got to SmackDown. Lame. Lame. Cookie cutter. How could you do that to Bobby Roode? And by the way, it's not Bobby Roode's fault. It's whoever's writing this crap. Okay.
Well, again,
I hope Dolph pins his ass.
Just
Dolph's
like
been
just like
entertaining.
Nakamura, they both have a good theme song, and that's about it. They built their careers here on theme songs.
You might have a point there, which is really frustrating because they're both great wrestlers. It should be more about that than their damn theme songs.
What do you think, Johnny?
Well, as far as the theme songs go, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that with Nakamura because you can't ignore the work he put in overseas
course.
when he was with New
You
Japan.
shouldn't
and
ignore
all those
either of
guys.
them as far as their
But
body work.
but it just goes to show, you know, no matter what you do in this business, none of that matters when Vince McMahon gives you that phone call. So, you know, obviously he's starting from the way up. His song's over, which is a good thing. You know, I mean, Triple H even said, "You know, you're something" when they're holy shit in the entrance.
Although,
you know?
I'm going to say this, and if you guys want to chime in, you know, type in, I would appreciate that. But in my opinion, being a Nakamura fan from the New Japan days, and I know not everybody knows the theme, but his theme in New Japan was way better than the one that we have now. And yes, it's very catchy. I understand that. But look, I'm a rocker. If you go look up the original theme from New Japan, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It
Right.
rocks. It
Right.
rocks.
Right.
So, as far as that goes.
Yeah. So, if you're just tuning in, this is the John Sawyer Show live on Strong Island TV. Phone lines are open, 516-945-9099. Skype lines are also open. Feel free to Skype us at strongisland.com or the call-in number, which is once again 516-945-9099. Let's move on to some more Hell in a Cell stuff. Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. What a feud that has been. Have you seen SmackDown?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw
when
them
they-
killing.
when
I saw them murdering each other.
Yeah, when they took the fight up to the concourse. Mike, what do you think?
I think it's a good start, but the problem is where do you go with this? You know, the match tonight, right? You can't have Owens.
There's only one place to go with this. That's into the cell.
Right? Yeah. So
That's it.
this is it.
You know, but that was an awesome.
And you
feat,
can't have
show closer.
You're gonna have Shane win the match. You can't have
Right.
Shane win the match. I mean, it makes no sense. And then it's like, what are you gonna have Shane throw off another cage? I will tell you this. This is what I do expect tonight. At the bare minimum, is Owens is getting thrown off the cage tonight. I think Owens could probably take that bump, but I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing with this.
Anybody here besides me can't stand how Shane McMahon has been booked since he returned.
Meaning how?
I hoped for so much more from Shane McMahon when he came back. I was really hoping that he would. Maybe my problem is that he hasn't been a heel at all. I can't stand watching Shane run out there every week with the "What's up, East Northport?"
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been waiting for him to do something that would remind me of his father. Give me something. Aren't you going to be the next evil Mr. McMahon somewhere down the road? Aren't you the
But you know,
heir
we keep
apparent?
talking about this. Are we
He's
going to
so
keep? Are we going to keep?
cookie-cutter.
Are we going
That's
to
what I'm
keep
trying to say.
regurgitating the
Seems so-
same shit? It's like it's like.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I got
I'd
an
rather see
idea.
an evil Shane McMahon than that. Shane McMahon has been parading out every week, and then once a year jumps off something.
How about this?
That'd be more interesting
How about
than
this?
that.
How about this?
You know?
Stay in the background and stay the fuck out of wrestling.
Better,
Shane
yeah.
McMahon.
I could go with that.
Right?
I could go with that rather than see what I've been, offered here. I think he's been very
I have
cookie
to take
cutter.
this, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
He's been very cookie cutter to me, Mike. I don't
Cut this
know.
off.
You know, it's disappointing to me. You know, wouldn't you want to see Shane, be a little evil? Isn't it time?
I just want this thing to end.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want it to end.
Right.
Hope it's a good match. Let's put an end to it. Let's knock it out.
Right.
I mean, I don't know.
It
what else
probably
I
will
can
be a
do for
good
it.
match, I would assume. And then I'm assuming Shane's going to jump from something. I'm assuming Kevin's going to
Shane's
take a couple
alive.
of bad bumps, But we'll see about that. Why don't we switch on over to something else here? How about your babe? How about Alexa?
Alexa?
Because Alexa's got a new opponent. She's got a new challenger, and it's not a new face. It's Mickie James, former 6-time champion. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it because the promos actually worked out okay this week for that. It looks like it's going to be a decent little thing. I don't know how far the feud will go, but she's basically insulting Mickey's age. And Mickey, of course, is retaliating by not kicking the snot out of her. And
All right, so I want your opinion on this. I wish John was here too.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is women's wrestling.
Phone's ringing.
John's in the bathroom. It's women's wrestling.
Want to pick up the phone? John Sawyer Show.
Hi, Michael.
Oh my God, who the hell is that?
Who's this?
Remember when I used to prank you?
Oh my
play all your
God,
favorite
is this Peter the
Put
pickle
the spider
smuggler?
in your trousers, and then you take your trousers off and try to hit the spider.
I think you got the wrong guy, man. Who is
We used
this?
to play in all your favorite games, like Kiss the Eel for the chocolate bar. We used to love to kiss the eel for the chocolate bar.
Oh my God.
And that song we used to sing
What was
every
that?
time you wanted to get in a good mood. Hey, what do you say? Give me a nickel.
What?
Tickle your thighs with my nose hairs.
Oh boy. Yeah, dude, I have no idea who you are.
Sounds to me like
Yeah,
you
I don't even. You know what? You got me so
You
messed
missed-
up. I'm looking
you-
down right now.
You
This
miss
is-
your Uncle Ramon, Michael?
my
Uncle
God.
Ramon misses you.
This sounds like Velveteen Dream from NXT. Velveteen Dream.
NXT, what is that? Is that the new ointment that's out for ass sores?
My God.
You didn't call up to play Chocolate Starfish, did you?
So are you?
I love chocolate starfish.
That's what I was gonna ask you, sir. Have you
with
been
the eel?
have you been cleaning your chocolate starship? Star?
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm fucked up, man. You're killing me right now. Oh my
I
God.
cleaned it in a very horrible place.
Oh Jesus.
I got in trouble. I have to move again. My
Rectum?
pictures on everybody's door. It's awful. Bunch of lies.
Rectum damn near killed him.
Are you a wrestler, sir? Sir, are you a wrestler?
I want to be a wrestler.
Well, you're calling the right place. We are a wrestling program.
Oh, wow. I'd love to do the Make-A-Wish appearances and see the little smiling faces. Then make them play, put the spider in the trousers. I love that game.
Oh, really? That's some nice stuff right there, man.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Well, thanks for
Michael.
calling.
I'll see you later, Michael.
Please
Uncle
please
Ramon
use
loves you.
protection. Please use protection.
Hey, what do you...
So long, Scabby.
See you later, Scabby. Well, anyway,
That
so
was Peter the Pickle Smuggler.
I don't know what it
Peter
was.
the Pickle Smuggler from Port Jefferson.
I have no idea what it was.
He's busy playing pocket.
So my point to the whole Alexa.
Oh my God! It's
Oh, we
his
got another
cousin.
call.
It's his cousin.
We got another call. Pick up,
Cousin,
please.
I'm a loser.
John
Come on.
Sawyer
Hello?
Show. John Sawyer Show.
Oh
Can I
my
help
God! No.
You
no.
looking for Mr. Reagan? Hang on, I'll get him.
Mr. President,
there.
you just
Wearing
missed
a
a great
bathrobe.
call.
He has a phone in his hand and he's waving at me. Oh wait, that's a mirror. Oh, I'm sorry. How are you guys?
We're great, Mr. President.
We
How are
missed you, Mr. Reagan.
Hello?
Yes, are you there?
Hello.
Yes.
God bless Pakistan.
What? Mr.
I
Reagan,
don't know.
Mr. Reagan, we're not friends with Pakistan. I'm afraid.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down those pants.
Oh my God. All right, Mr. Reagan, we're gonna let you go, buddy.
I think he's already gone. You don't have to let him
have
go.
You
He's
seen
gone
Nancy?
already.
Yes, I have.
I need a change. My seat is more messier than JFK's limo. It's disgusting.
God. Oh my God.
Hello.
Can you say hello to Abraham Lincoln for me?
Hello.
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 Goodbye, Mr. Reagan. Have a good night.
Hello.
Bye-bye. All right, Jesus Christ. We had Starfish Smuggler and
You know, I
Ronald
was
Reagan.
just going to ask
So,
Mr. Reagan if he had the inside track on who Sister Abigail is.
Well, I wanted to.
Oh my God.
I don't even. All right, you want to pick up, please? Hello, can I help you?
Hey, where the hell did Sawyer go? He still hasn't paid me the goddamn $50 he owed me from that pool game over at Goodfellas. Some bitch needs to pay up.
Hey, it looks like you're shit out of luck, sucker.
What do you mean I'm shit out of luck? I ain't got no
You're
luck.
You're shit out of luck. He told you to go take that pool stick and go use it on some guy that called Scabby.
What do you mean some guy? I mean, this guy Ramon came here. He kept on using up the damn pool sticks. And then the fucking president came walking in here. Not Trump, the other guy. The one that said Mr. Gorbachev something, whatever.
I didn't realize that
Gorbachev.
they were all in the
I
same
think
pool
call him like Gorbachev or something.
That's one. That's a hell of a pool hall. One's in heaven and one's in some kind of gay bar, and you're some redneck. It's pretty scary.
Insert coin
Hey,
here.
this is Bubba from Arkansas, you motherfucker. I'm calling to talk to
I thought it was
Oh.
Earl. I thought it was Earl Cooter.
Oh, stop that.
Oh, I know where
You
Cooter.
stop that.
Yeah.
Girl Cooter is definitely too smart to sound like that.
All right, redneck.
Cooter's my cousin.
All right,
we play all our favorite games while Ramon was supervising us. My ass still hurts from my childhood years.
Oh my God.
We're gonna let you go, Mr. Cooter.
Yeah, put a
You ever
band-aid
been
on
to
that
Soup so big
starfish.
you gotta hand out cigars?
Bye-bye.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so let's
yeah.
get
you
back
want to
to-
start by taking a phone off the hook.
So I wanted you to So
I understand
it's
nothing.
got me
after
thrown
all
off.
that.
So you
What?
got the whole Mickey James, Alexa Bliss, because we were
right.
talking about Little Miss Bliss. Can
Is
we
that
pop
what-
that picture up, Bobby? Right, with Mickey James. Here's my problem with professional wrestling. You ready?
Yeah.
So the whole beginning of Raw and whatever, they're putting old lady stuff, giving her Pampers,
Right.
right? And there's some real heat going on, right?
Right.
All right, want to pick up? Can I help you? John Sawyer Show.
Yes, I'd like a pizza with some cheese and mushrooms and a side of wings. I would like it. Hello?
Mr. Reagan, this is not the gay bar. You've called the wrong place again.
Who said anything about a gay bar?
You did earlier when you said you wanted to go fuck yourself. Or maybe I'm just suggesting that you do now.
Bye-bye, Mr. Reagan. Bye-bye,
I'll
Mr.
go
Reagan.
ahead and do that. Bye.
Bye. So
And he agrees to go and do it.
I
my God!
I wanted your viewpoint on this.
I don't know. I don't know if I have any points
So
for all of this.
they got this heat. You said they did a pretty good job together,
Yeah,
right?
they did fine. They
Okay.
did fine.
And then 10 minutes later, they do the Warrior Project, and all the girls are in the ring, and they're all hugging, and right? Did you see that whole thing?
Yeah.
So it's like, can we have some kind of kayfabe go on here?
No.
What do you mean no?
Welcome to WWE television.
But do you think maybe you could have had the Warrior Award first and then did the whole shtick? Why do you do the shtick? John, you're back. Thank God.
Dude.
The phones are out of control,
Dude.
man.
I don't get it. What it is with you? Every time you go somewhere, they go batshit.
We get ridiculous phone calls.
Oh God, we had some queer call in. We had some. I'm sorry, I'm not being politically correct. We had some starfish lover call in, chocolate starfish lover. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, something about modern love.
So
yeah.
it doesn't bother you about that whole thing.
Yeah, of course it does, but that's part of what they do.
So anyway,
You know?
she's gonna beat up Mickey James. Look, Alexa
Right.
Bliss is
We're
gold.
talking about Alexa Bliss and Mickey James, Alexa's latest opponent.
Alexa Bliss is gold, right? People tune in to see her. So basically,
Hello? Am I here?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay.
are they holding the belt just for Asuka?
Suka, there you go again. Asuka is her name, and no one is ready for Asuka.
So
someone's going to be holding the belt warm for Asuka. I would tend to think Alexa would be champion when Asuka takes it from her. I would tend to,
and you think that's the right move?
Sure. Well, I mean, if Asuka's going to come in and win the title, I'd like to see her take it from Alexa because I think that'd be the best.
But like
match.
Alexa's the one, right? I mean, Alexa's like one of the main reasons people tune in. Yeah. And it's not because I'm just marking out for her. I mean,
she's actually very, very popur.
You're looking at me like you want to do something strange to me. You're scaring me right now.
I'm going to move off camera if that keeps up. The hell's going on? I haven't felt anything underneath the table. What are you talking about?
Speaking of that, we were the big news is Bray Wyatt on Raw was starting to talk about Sister Abigail.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You want to tune in on that, John?
Whoever it is, I can't wait to see it. That's all I got to say about that.
Are you hearing who it may be?
Do we have any idea who Sister Abigail is?
Well, everybody's thinking it's Paige. I doubt that.
First of all,
I know who Sister Abigail is, and I guarantee it. Bobby, can you put up Sister Abigail? Nope. Next one. There she is.
Oh, no.
It's Sister Abigail.
Get out of here!
It's you.
You know, I know this person.
Paul,
That's
Bobby,
better not be.
keep
This will turn this will turn the WWE
There she is, Sister
upside
Abigail.
down. Upside. Nia Jax is dead. He's dead. Nia Jax is dead. It's over. John can't even keep a straight face. Well, anyway, wait, hold on. Now that we got the drunk part out of the way.
Anyway,
Oh, my
on the
Lord.
reality of it, though, that's pretty funny.
Your cousins are gonna get on you for this.
You know what the disappointing part is? Now they're saying that Bray Wyatt's going to dress up as Sister Abigail.
Yeah, that's
to
what
fight
I'm
the
hearing.
demon. They're not
Bray
even
Wyatt
bringing in a
is
woman.
Sister Abigail. He's
well.
having himself a what was the Psycho, the movie Psycho.
Bobby, you can take Sister Abigail down.
It's good to see that Bray is shaved. You motherfucker.
Follow my sister.
Follow the shopping carts.
By the way, I saw great job on Running Radio. By the way,
Oh, thank you.
I listened in. How'd the most of the talk go? Because I heard like the first 15 minutes of it.
Can I say real quick? Running radio, Ryan,
Ryan and Sean.
great
guys,
job.
good guys.
I enjoyed it
Guess what?
very much.
Hello? Okay.
But
Oh, my gosh.
they did have an invader this past week.
They did.
My battery's
my battery's going.
too.
Folks, we are experiencing technical difficulties.
Can you hear me?
TV,
stand
ladies
by.
and gentlemen.
So, okay. So, I called into Running Radio.
Okay.
Actually, we had a pretty engaging conversation.
Uh-huh.
I got to tell you, man, not to veer off the subject, but you know what? You missed your calling as a wrestler. They should have a video. You're a heat seeker. Whenever anyone mentions the John Sawyer show,
Yeah.
John Sawyer, Boondocks boy, that independence scene's crazy about you, man.
I know.
What's
I
the
know.
deal? Fill me in.
Probably because of the fact that I'm not one of those fake ass-kissing kind of guys
Excellent.
who will jump into any clique and will try to do. Who cares more about other careers than his own? I did everything I could to get over. I did everything I could to simply just do business the right way. I was taught on a very traditional style in the business, by guys like Rocky Shore and Louis Fabiano. And that didn't seem to fly with the fucking gymnastic, yard. Yeah.
Well, a couple interests. So, Jimmy and I we don't know the independent scene as
Right.
well. I have the experience that you
and
have.
and as I publicly stated on my social media, I'm slowly starting to see if I. Oh, okay. I'm starting to slowly disband myself from the independent scene for the simple fact that I'm at a point now where I'm done with the stress and I'm done with the high school drama. I'm 24
But
years old and I got big things on the horizon.
It's
for me.
like you do, but it's like high school.
Yeah.
So far, just this week alone on the independent scene, I've seen what you're going through. I've seen two promotions practically threaten each other on social media over a wrestler.
Cooter.
I'm seeing established independent stars like Gary Reno talk about these backyard wrestlers that have no training that are like hurting the industry.
That's
right.
not-
It's like anybody has no training. They just like they buy some tights at some store.
If you listen to the shoot interview I did with Pancakes last week, it's on the John Sawyer Show Facebook page. He basically states what you're stating, how the business is
Pancake went off, man.
Yeah, he went off. He basically stated how the wrestling business has went from being something that's highly respected worldwide to something where, you know, the guys who are doing it for real, there's less of that now and more of guys who are, you know, not doing it right but are in there to impress their friends. I mean, I actually laughed when he stated this. He stated how indie shows now are more like ballet recitals, because you look in the crowd, you don't see legitimate wrestling fans. You see so-and-so's mom, so-and-so's friend, so-and-so's girlfriend.
Me and Jimmy have seen it. And I'm going to tell you, you know what? I hate to put this in one bubble.
Pancakes, if you're listening, call in, buddy.
I hate to put this in one bubble, but I got to tell you, no one puts any work in anymore.
Right.
You know, I want to be a wrestler. Okay, I'll just be a wrestler. I'll go pay a promoter to put me on his show. No training, right? Or, hey, I want to be an actor. I'm not going to go for any professional acting. I'm not going to go to school. I'm just going to be an actor, you know? Or I'm just going to have a podcast. Hi. Right? Without any training. But I guess what?
Why, they have podcast school?
No, but they do
hell
have
outta
radio.
here.
They do have radio training, and I got to tell you, we probably do better than 90% of the people out there.
Probably.
But the point I guess I'm trying to make is everybody wants to be something, but they don't want to put the work in.
Right.
And I got to tell you, we go to these independent shows, they suck balls, man.
Right.
We went to one. I think it was the last one we went to.
I won't go to one since that one.
No.
I
I think-
refuse to go now.
I think it's safe to say,
was that
and this
bad?
is coming from a total place of honesty, not arrogance or being full of myself. I think it's safe to say that I'm the last of a dying breed of guys in the New York wrestling scene who legitimately put the work in. You know, because now there's only very few places where students are being taught under the same values and morals that I was taught, and other places, which names I'm not going to drop, but promoters will just randomly grab anybody and throw them in the ring because they need ticket sellers, they need bodies, and they need a show. And
Yeah, they need their ring put up.
Yeah.
They need to be paid. They don't pay them to do anything, and it's just a bunch of like we're talking to Jeff Miller last week.
Yeah.
There's a guy that's actually proud of his
yeah.
profession.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, you
sure.
could tell the difference, and it's like
loves it.
all these other guys. It's like it's just shit. It's shit.
This would be a good time to pull up the live feed
You
now.
know,
see
you
if
know what got me
anybody's
really
chiming in.
angry
Continue.
when we were at that last independent promoter? This really bothered me, John. There were people in the crowd. They obviously were relatives of the person in the ring.
Right.
And I was rooting against this person.
Right.
I was rooting for who I wanted to root for.
Right.
And the relative of the wrestler was basically giving me shit for rooting against her relative.
Yeah.
And I felt like turning around and saying, you shouldn't even be at this show because you don't have a thick enough skin to understand this business.
Right.
Fans have a right to root for whoever they want.
Right.
I don't care if it's your brother or
It's
your
like-
cousin or your uncle. Shut up. I paid for my ticket. And if I want to boo this person, I'll be, Mike, you remember that.
They're
I
half.
thought that was bullshit. I'm like,
You were completely right. They, on the other hand, are half right and half wrong. They're half right because
they're half right to support their
They're
loved
they're
one,
half right
but
to
they're
support-
completely clueless to not understand that people pay for who they want.
Exactly. It reminds me of an instance where
bullshit.
I did a show. My father was in attendance, and some girl was yelling, "You suck!" while I was making my
Okay.
entrance.
Okay.
So that following week, I'm hanging out because my family, whenever they attend my shows, they're
Okay.
usually all talking, ranting and raving about, but in a good way.
Okay.
You know, that following week. So I'm hanging out with my dad sometime later on that week. He goes, "Yeah, John, who's that girl sitting wherever?" I'm like, "What girl?" He goes, "Oh, that girl in seat whatever." I'm like, "I don't know why." He goes, "Well, she said you suck." I'm like, "Okay." And he
Right.
goes,
Comes
"Well,"
with it.
he goes, "Well, I was going to say something." I'm like,
Nah, it
"Why?"
just comes with it.
You know, it comes
just
with it.
comes with it. It comes
You
with
know?
it. And I thought to myself, if the person who was coming after me for rooting against her relative, if your skin is so thin, what are you going to do if that person ever makes it and they're wrestling at the Garden? You got 20,000 people calling them a piece of crap.
And that's another thing
You
that's
can't even
changed
handle
about
me.
wrestling too.
You
There's a
know?
lot of guys who don't have thick skin anymore. There's a lot of guys who can't take.
Well, how could they have thick skin? And I'm going to tell you what, if you're really doing your job as a heel, you want people to hate you.
Right.
If you're doing your job as a listen, again, it's shit wrestling. You know what they do? They want these little kids to come that have never really seen wrestling anymore, take their money and run.
Right.
And that's why it's just shit.
Right.
You know, and That's why I don't go. You know how they get you?
disappointing.
They bring the old school guys back, so you could get an autograph, you could get a picture with them, and then you got to sit through 3 hours of fucking crap.
Yeah.
And it's
And the sad thing is to me, it seems like they were relying on those old established names instead of building up from with the youth that you have.
Well, it's funny. We were talking about the old,
Give us
Mid
storyline.
South
Give us-
or the old Memphis area.
Give us the
Right?
young
Those
guys.
were the independent worlds,
good
right? Where they
characters and good
built their
stories.
star. They built their stars, and it was their town show. There's no town shows anymore. It's just fucking sucks.
Do you guys want to try to get to the predictions? I think.
Yeah, let's hit it.
Andy Nichols
I'm
writes,
thinking
make
about-
sure John wiped. I wasn't in the bathroom, Andy.
That's pretty
Something to
funny.
Take care of.
He's wiping his chocolate starfish.
Rich
Superman wipe.
Rich Embry writes, first time watcher, love the show. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Rich.
Thanks, Rich.
Andy seems to be saying a lot of stuff here. Louis Fabiano and Gary Reno are awesome. They're great.
Okay. That works.
I like Gary Reno, the person, more than I like Gary Reno, the wrestler.
Gary's
actually.
solid in the ring. I
Are
do
you
think
guys
that.
going to be
I
at the
definitely
October 14th LA Boom FTW event? Me? No. I can't speak for these guys, but I won't be
Did
there.
he say FTW?
Yeah.
I don't know, Mike. What do you think?
I don't travel to Queens.
I would, depending on the match.
They don't come. I always felt they were a Long Island promotion.
Right. They started in Long Island,
So but they never come out to Long Island. So I just lost my. Okay, I'm back. So I went to La Boom once to see a show.
I wasn't.
Again, they put a decent show on.
Right.
I mean, I got to tell you, when
Is the place big?
in 2009, yeah, it's not bad.
Okay.
In 2009, when I came out of surgery and I first discovered them, they put on some really good shows. And as you could attest to, Jimmy, the last shows we've seen have sucked.
The last show.
I mean, I can't sit there. Look, as much as I respect like Grim Reaper and
You're trying-
wasn't-
you're
he
trying to
wasn't the
bait somebody
problem.
to call
He's
in,
always
aren't
been-
you?
no, I'm not trying to bait anyone to call in. What I'm trying to really what it is how many times
Grim
can you
Reaper's
see
always
Grim
good.
Reaper against this guy, against this guy? Again, there's no storyline. They used to do a better job with the storyline, and I was on that on Running Radio. I was talking about that. They actually had like a storyline that you could get into. Again, I'm not trying to run their business. You ask me a question, I'm answering it.
Right.
No, you know what? I'd rather spend my money on the big event and go see the old guys and
Right.
get pictures with them
Right.
instead of going to a match that I have nothing invested in.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, to defend them, you can't catch me at a WWE event either. I'm not going there. What for? What, to be bored for 3 hours?
Could
No,
somebody
thanks.
explain to me why I want to see Metal Maniac fight Greg Valentine? Because I want to see it.
Because
They
now
couldn't-
because now you have a connection with Metal Maniac.
Well, that's true too.
Right? It's all about connections.
That's true, too.
Right? Investments. Right? So we're going to quickly go through the results of the card, but it's like you have to be invested in someone. If you're
Right.
not, it's no
Right.
good, man.
Right.
You know what?
Right.
When we met each other and you were wrestling, I was somewhat invested in you.
Right.
Right? Because, we were invested in Valentine growing up.
Sure.
We're now invested in Jeff Miller, the Metal Maniac,
Sure.
because he's been on the show.
Sure.
I would say that we're invested in Gary Michael Capetta. And I
Sure.
would tell you something, but
And
again,
Sister Abigail.
and now Sister Abigail.
We loved Capetta when we were kids.
Thank you. Just got the finger.
It wasn't me.
All right, Jimmy, go ahead. Let's hit it.
Okay, I don't know if you guys have been hearing, but Jinder Mahal is the favorite as far as the betting line goes to beat Nakamura again. Okay.
Yep.
What do you guys think about that one? Do you think Mahal walks out of there with the strap?
I'm going to give you my guarantee. Mahal walks out with the strap.
Okay.
You are
I
not
agree.
changing the title between foreigners. Okay,
That's your logic.
you're laughing. I'm telling you right now.
Funny.
We're not.
This would be good for us. That's racist soundbite.
That's funny.
Too far.
Yeah. Put the hand on the hip. Put the hand on the hip with the judgmental. You're forgetting to do
I'm going to
that.
tell you what. Jinder Mahal has done a pretty decent job.
Great.
And you know what?
He's been great.
Nakamura can't. That's a guy who can't have the strap.
Nakamura's been good too.
John?
It's just
Jinder.
It's Jinder.
Yeah, Jinder.
Jinder my balls, baby. Jinder my balls.
Either he's
Sadly enough.
Either he's gonna
Jinder
beat
Mahal.
him rough,
Yeah.
savagely like a heel would, or he's gonna get. The,
Although
the
I got to
brothers,
tell you
the
though,
two
where
guys
does this
involved.
leave Nakamura? This is horrible.
It leaves Nakamura to nowhere land. That's
I
right.
mean, what? It's horrible. Okay. all
Just
right.
like everybody else.
Okay.
All right, we're
Next
running out of
match,
time
real
here.
quick. Let's get this one in real fast. Shane and Kevin.
Kevin.
Okay, I agree, Kevin.
Kevin takes a big fall off the cage.
Okay.
Oh, you think so?
No doubt.
Okay.
Dolph Ziggler versus Bobby Roode.
Who gives a shit?
Zig-
Next.
Ziggler.
I want
Cares.
Dolph Ziggler to win.
Ziggler.
He's not.
He's not going to win.
Why? Yeah, you want him to win. He's
not
not.
gonna win.
And I'm going to tell you
He
what.
should win,
Letting
but he
Bobby
won't.
Roode win. Bobby Roode is almost done too. They've destroyed that guy.
They
Should have kept him in
He's
NXT.
terrible in
Next.
SmackDown.
Next.
Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles.
You know
for the United
what?
States
Fuck
title.
you. Why do you have to bring up Baron Corbin?
Because
no one
somebody says
cares.
It's the United States title.
So, okay.
Notice I yawned when you brought that up.
It's the United States title match. I'm asking.
Go ahead.
Styles.
What do you got, Jimmy?
Styles.
Corbin continues to get more dirt
I
shoveled
know. I
on
have
him.
no idea why.
And I'm going to tell you what, if they do make the
No
mistake
idea
and
what
give the
even
belt to
bother.
Corbin, it's a fucking mistake. Because AJ Styles is about the only good thing on SmackDown. So, yeah.
Charlotte versus Natalia.
And with that,
Charlotte's
and
winning
Charlotte,
the belt.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going with Charlotte. Carmella cashes Money in the Bank.
Nice.
But hold on.
That'd be
Charlotte beats Carmella because what's that fucking guy's name?
Because Ellsworth.
What Ellsworth is going to fuck up, and him and that's how they're
That
going to
would be
break up
pretty
the
funny.
Carmella
Right,
deal.
right.
And Carmella moves on with
That would be
big,
pretty funny.
Big Cass.
All right. Is that everything?
Is that all?
Orton and Rusev.
Orton.
Rusev.
Who cares?
All right.
Who cares? Next.
Is that
We're
it?
almost out of time.
I think we got it basically. We got most of them.
All
I
right.
forgot one, sue me.
All right. We're
You
being.
You got your
You
thing.
won't get anything.
You got your thing to promote, right?
The
Haunt?
October 13th, less than 10 days away. I will be starting my 6-night run with Restless Souls Haunted House. No need to put the picture up, Tech Guy. We will do it on the website. That's basically it. From all of us here at Strong Island Television and Radio, as well as the John Sawyer Show. He's Jimmy Farrow. He's Mike Monty. I'm John Sawyer. That's Sister Abigail over there in the corner. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next week. Take care.